Hello, everybody. Rorree here. Okay, so the word for today. All right, so we are doing another prosperity card from my daily prospermations. This one is number 38, and it says, if you examine the roots too hard, you may never pick the fruits. I use my intuition to make right decisions quickly. I give thanks for having clarity, vision, and purpose. All right, so we could break this down. Okie dokie. All right, so if you examine the roots too long, you may never pick the fruits. Okay. Now, this is so true. But some of our personalities have to examine the roots. We have to understand why. We have to know all the little pieces, you know what I mean? Like I teach people about the personality temperaments, all right? And one of them that I talk about, now I know people have all different animal temperaments. People have INFJs and all these letters and all this stuff with the personality characteristics or whatever, but I'm just gonna keep it simple and talk about some animals. So there's one animal temperament, and I have a whole series on this, so I'm not going to go into all of them right now. They're on some of my videos from years ago. I'll have to try to pull them out of the archives and put them back up as new so that y'all don't have to go digging so far. But um, one is called an owl. The owl likes to have all the information. They like to gather information. They like to analyze the situation. They're very analytical. They want, if you have a leaflet, a piece of paper, write a write up about something, they want that write up. If there's a website to go to research it, they want that website, and I mean, personally, I feel like I have all of the animal temperaments. I feel like I'm like in the middle, so to a little bit in the middle. I have all four, but some people, back in the day when I was coaching entrepreneurs on a regular basis, it would be so funny because I would have to have so much patience with people who were like strong owls, because it would be like, probably like what people think when I go, well, why? Well, how? Well, why? Well, how? Well, where can I find that? Where can I read that? How do you know that? So, but owls be examining stuff for so long. So your owl is not normally going to be your quick decision maker. You're not going to have an owl just make a decision like that, right? So when I was teaching people sales, like it was very important to know your customer and to be able to read your customer. And you can read an owl just in a quick conversation. You can tell what personality type you're dealing with. So that way you know how to deal with that person. So if you could tell you're dealing with an owl, then they need a whole lot of information. And you might have to give them some information to take home and read over that information. So, and if you try to force that owl to make a decision right now, you might be met with some resistance. So you don't want to do that. You want to give the owl a chance to marinate over all the information. And if they're going to jump in, then they jump in whenever they're ready. And that's why you always have more than a couple of people in the hopper. That's what I used to call it, having more. Having a lot of prospects, because if some of your prospects are owls, they're going to take longer to make a decision. So you don't want all your prospects to be an owl, because then you may never get anything done quickly. You know what I mean? So you have to diversify and, talk to different types of people and know who you're talking to. If you know you're talking to an owl, then don't get frustrated when they want every pamphlet that you have and they want to go home and think about it after they finish reading everything and researching everything. Like, don't get mad about that. Just understand that that's who that is. I'm talking to an owl. Okay. So anyway, but just know, to the owls that I have coached, I've had to coach them to come outside of themselves, because sometimes my owls would take longer to achieve the success that they desired because they took longer examining the roots, you know? So that's probably why I came up with this. If you examine the roots for too long, you may never pick the fruits. All right. So that's why I taught everybody that I work with how to do the little things every day in a great way. So no matter what your personality temperament is, do a little bit of something towards your goal every day in a great way, meaning putting your best foot forward for the little something that you're doing. Like, don't make it a half-ass little thing that you're doing. Put it out there in a great way. Do a little bit towards whatever it is, you know, and then that will help you no matter what your personality temperament is. So if you set up what it is I'm going to do to achieve this, even if I want to spend some time researching and doing this and examining the roots, make sure you're doing things that move towards picking the fruit as well, so that you're not just examining the roots 24/7, because you might not make any money from examining the roots unless you're a research analyst, and that's what you get paid for, examining the roots. Okay, most people get paid for picking the fruits or selling the fruits or whatever. All right, so I use my intuition to make right decisions quickly. Now, I do that, and that is a great affirmation. But if you are still filled with monkey mind because you're not there quite yet, just do the little things every day in a great way so that you can manifest that positive affirmation, you know, because you might not be able to use your intuition to make right decisions quickly if you're filled with everybody else's stuff. Like, I spoke in another video about a young lady that I was speaking with, and she was about to make a decision to go into the military because she was frustrated. And I said, well, you know, that is a commitment of at least 4 years that you're making based on frustration and a timeline that you gave yourself. So you may want, and you're making it based on other people's opinion that you need to get your shit together. Okay. So, and your opinion because you hate your job. Okay. So I fully understand, but you're thinking you're making a right decision quickly, and you're thinking that's your intuition, but all of that was from thoughts and other people's perceptions and your belief about this and what society thinks about that. And none of that decision came from your higher self. That decision came from anxiety and pressure and feeling like I should be further along, and why am I still here, and I feel like a fool for being here, why am I not making this much money, what, you know. So all of that comes from all the different places. So you might think you're making a right decision quickly based on your intuition, and you might not be. You might be making it based on your mind, and your mind might not be what you need to be following in that moment. So I say that, but you know, you definitely need to be tapping into your intuition and practicing using your intuitive guidance, practicing tapping into your higher self, practice tapping into your knowingness. Um, use a pendulum. You know what I mean? I've been using a pendulum lately. I used to hate pendulums until I kind of got some guidance on how to use it right. So I use it for simple things right now, like maybe to well, let me check this. You know, I'm hearing this. Let me check this. And like, it's kind of fun. I'm having kind of fun with it because I I intuitively hear the information, and then I'll like fact check it, so to speak, with the pendulum. So get a pendulum. You know, get some. oracle cards. That's fun, getting oracle cards that you might feel like you vibrate with. I kind of research cards before I get them. Like I'll look at walkthroughs of the cards and I look at them with my higher self and knowing what I might want to know the answer to or what my clients might want to know the answers to. And then those are the kind of cards that I would get. You know what I mean? Like I got these cards recently. I don't remember what they're called. Do I have the box? The Wild Offering Oracle. The Wild Offering Oracle cards. These here. And I kind of like them. They refer to the Lord kind of often. And I just, because some people call the Lord different things. Okay. Some people refer to Lord as different things. And I try to stay neutral with that. And I believe words are powerful. So I want to be concise in what I say. So I might change it up a little bit, but I get the gist of what they're trying to say. But I kind of like these cards. They're nice. I've used them this week for our readings. So I think they're kind of nice. But number one, I saw someone else use them and I saw how they were used and I kind of vibrated with what it said. And then I researched it. So I researched the cards. I'm telling you this because I think that some of you may need to do the same things to give yourself clarity, so that you're not always having to pay an intuitive person to help clarify something for you, because we all have monkey mind. We all have societal things that we have to release. We've all had programming from the television. Okay. We've all had it and we have to deprogram it. We've been programmed from many, many things. Many things help to program us, whether it be for the good or for the bad or whatever, but do you really want to be programmed by what someone else wants you to think, or do you want to tap into your higher self and have absolute knowing? So that's why I have the cards. Let me see if there are any others that I think are kind of cool. I sometimes get some from Etsy, and I go through them and I look at them and stuff. And Etsy's cards tend to have a lot of pictures and stuff, and not made the traditional card way. But I have these cards here. These are some Lenormand cards. I like Lenormand cards, but this is like a hefty deck of Lenormand cards. I can't remember how many there are. I've had them for a while now, but I like these Lenormand cards because they have pictures on them, and the pictures kind of tell you something, and then the cards tell you what to do. Like, I won't go into them. But anyway, so sometimes I'll just shuffle the cards, and Lenormand cards are kind of smaller, and I'm not like a card shuffler, like really not good at that good, so I'm trying to get a little better. So the smaller the cards, the better for me. And so, I'll just shuffle the cards and let them pop out, or I'll pick one, I'll slide them across the table or the bed or wherever I am doing my affirmations or whatever. And I'll pick a card and see what it says. And like this, a feeling something is coming. Moon, emotions, intuition, illumination, spiritual awareness. Someone is coming forward. So what was I wanting to know? And then I'd go from whatever it was that I wanted to know, and I would pick whatever resonated with me from that card. And that's what it looks like. So that's one of the things that I do. And, this has saved me a lot of money, because I'm telling you, I used to seek validation for what I'm hearing all the time. And I spent a lot of money trying to validate what I was hearing or not. Am I hearing right? Now I'm very confident in my inner knowing. I am. I've gotten so much better at just knowing intuitively, feeling just my heart, my connection with source, my connection with my ancestors, my guides, my angels. It's it's really on point. I love that. You know what I mean? So I suggest that for you all to get something to help you to know when you're hearing from your higher self, or whether it's monkey mind or some societal junk that has been programmed on you, you know, so good, so you can dig yourself from out of the sunken place being programmed. Okay. So, and so that you can know, so that you can make right decisions quickly, so that you can hear what is good, what is not for you, you know, so that you can know, you can have absolute knowing, you know, so that you can attract what it is that you desire. So you think about somebody, then they call you, you know, like they probably were thinking about you too, or whatever the case may be, but so that you're in alignment with the universe, so that you are giving love and receiving love, you know, so that you are balanced. We have to be balanced with our feminine and our masculine energies. You know, some of us are so far to the left or so far to the right, you know, we might need to be balanced. So I use my intuition to make right decisions quickly. But I want you to develop your intuition. You can still make this statement, because the more you make this statement, the more that is going to become your reality. But I had to give you all of that other stuff because I don't want you to go making mistakes just because you're saying this affirmation, that, you know, just because I'm saying this, then, oh, I'm going to do this, you know, I'm going to make this decision right now. You know, I don't want you to do that because you may be making an error. You know, sometimes I will even wait, you know, especially if somebody gives me, you need to do this by today. Okay. Well, I'm going to wait a moment. You know, at one point I had this rule for myself because I am such a risk taker and I do make decisions quickly because I hear like that. But sometimes, what am I hearing? Am I hearing from my excitement, or is that really from my higher self? Like, where's that coming from? So I had this thing where I would wait. I started waiting like a month before making a decision on something, because especially if it was like an opportunity, because I get excited about stuff and I don't want to be led by my excitement. And then a month later, I'm like, why did I do this again? You know, because I've done that so many damn times that I'm not so apt to just jump on stuff like that anymore. And people will get mad at you. Why? Yeah. You taught us da 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 da. You know, this is people that come back to try to get me to do some opportunity, and I've taught them this. And then they come back to me, well, why you ain't making the decision? And I'm like, because, you know, I've evolved. I'm following my intuitive lead now. My intuition says you better wait on that one. Wait a moment, because it sounds great. And just because you had success at that doesn't mean that you will have success at that. You know what I'm saying? So, you know, I might sit back and wait for a moment because the opportunity ain't going nowhere, you know, and nobody's going to die if I don't do this today. So I might wait a moment and allow my excitement to go down some, and then see if I'm still interested. Because if I'm still interested after the excitement has gone down, that means that, okay, maybe this is for me. So anyway, that's how I am now. And again, you know, I wrote these cards in 2000. I'm going to do some more. Like I do electronically, I do affirmations, but I'm going to do some more cards that vibrate with who Rorree is today. Okay. But this is Rorree in 2005, 2006. Okay. So that's why you're getting these cards with some modifications. Okay. The last one is I give thanks for having clarity, vision, and purpose. And that's an affirmation because a lot of us don't know what our purpose is. But if you give thanks for having it, then it's going to come to you. Okay. To have clarity, to have vision, to have purpose, to have clarity of purpose, clarity of your vision, you know, to have this purpose, to know what your purpose is. That is very important. Why did I come here? Why did I incarnate into this body? I know why I did. I mean, I was I feel like I am a really bliss-filled person because I was able to find out early on who I am and why I'm here. That doesn't mean I know all the aspects of my journey by far. I don't. You know what I mean? I might know where I might know down there where I'm going to be, but I might not know how I'm going to get down there. The steps to getting down there. You know what I'm saying? That's part of the journey. You know, the part we're supposed to be enjoying. All right. So, but knowing who you are, why you're here, what you're gifted at, you know, what is your purpose? You know, some people want to know, well, who was I in another lifetime? What was my soul? Who was my soul? Like, that is important, but it's not as important as knowing who you are, knowing that you are gifted, knowing that you are powerful, knowing that you can tap into source at any moment and manifest what you want. You know, knowing that you could do all things that you desire to do, you know, um, getting to that point, tapping into your higher selves, knowing, recognizing that you're in a matrix. You know what I'm saying? Recognizing, just knowing, getting to know who you are. You know, some of us have been duped all our lives. We've been suckered into believing some bullshitiga. You know what I mean? And believing everything that they say on the television. You know, believing everything. You know, like, okay, so I gotta tell another story real quick and then I'm gonna close out. All right, so one of my relatives, that's how I'm gonna put it. One of my relatives, he took the Kukarachi, you know, the Kukarachi shot, jab, whatever you want to call it. He took both of them. And he was trying to convince some older people to do the same thing. And I was like, do you know that some people have died from that? Why would you be doing that? And this is early this year. Why would you tell people that have health opportunities to take that? Like, really? And he goes, yeah, man, I thought I was going to die after I took the first one. And then, man, I really thought I was going to die after I took the second one. And then he described his experience and stuff. And I was like, well, if you felt like that, why would you be trying to convince some elderly person? Like, you are all athletic and shit. You work out all the time. You got muscles. You know, you trying to eat right now. You know, why would you try to convince some elderly person to do that if you felt like you were going to die twice? I don't even understand why you went back the second time after the first time you thought you was going to die. I'm just saying. But anyway, so I connected with this family member a couple weeks ago. And he told me, you know, of course, the Kukarachi came up in the conversation. And he said, you know, remember when I told you how I felt after getting the second Kukarachi shot? And he was saying that he said, yeah, my shoulder was, I couldn't use my shoulder. That's what he said. And he said, do you know I just got the use of my shoulder 2 weeks ago? Now, that would be, what was 2 weeks ago? The end of April, beginning of May? The end of April. He got the Kukarachi, the second Kukarachi shot in February. So how long is that to not have use of your shoulder? I don't even remember why I was talking about this. Why was I talking about this? I don't even know. But programmed, us being programmed. We are programmed. We are programmed. We are told that the Kukarachi shot is a test, a trial. It was able to be expedited because, I guess, of the public emergency. It was able to be released. It's not approved by the FDA because they don't approve trials. We're told that most trials take 10 years. I have clients, like 99% of my clients have taken the clients for this particular agency have taken the Cucarachi shot. I'm one of the administrators at the agency. The agency over the past couple of months has had at least 10 deaths. I have not seen that many personally on my caseload, and I might get emotional. But personally, I have had how many? I have had two in the past couple of weeks on my caseload. And we are told what is going on, but as a whole, the masses are so programmed from the television that they don't hear. You know how I talked earlier this week about the whack-a-mole and how I hear a sentence and I hear the bullshit in the sentence. Like you could be telling me a story and I'm gonna hear that part of the story. Like, so you can't tell me, so what you think? You think what he's saying is the truth? I'm like, he done said 5 things. So you can't just ask me, is he saying is the truth? Because it was too many things. And like I was hearing I was whacking the mole on a few of them. And in one sentence, I'm whacking the mole, a couple times on the stuff that wasn't the truth. So we have been so freaking programmed that we don't even hear what's right in front of us. We got to start tapping into our higher selves because we are so deeply programmed. We are. And you don't know it until you start deprogramming yourself. We don't know it. You don't know until you start deprogramming. So that person, he says, I wish I didn't take it. And the thing is, you don't know what else is doing. I'm seeing people putting magnets up to the injection spot, and the magnet sticks in one spot and repels in another spot. So there's obviously a positive or negative charge or something inside there. What is the magnet sticking to? You know what I'm saying? Because I don't have no magnets down here. But what is the magnet sticking to inside the injection spot? And how long? I want to know that. Those of you all who have got the Cucarachi shot and you putting the magnet right there, how long? I'm asking my relative to put a magnet right there and to see if it's still sick since he got it done in February. Like, how long does that thing still happen? Is there something in there? Is it what's in there that attracts to the magnet? I don't understand. Like, what the hell? You know what I'm saying? I don't understand. I don't know. But all of this is out there. And until you deprogram yourself, you're not going to see any of it. You're going to be caught up in the sunken place, believing everything they tell you on the television. On the television, I have seen so much with my naked eye. I see the bullshit again right in front of me. I see, people talk about other beings on this planet, and people think that's crazy. People watch movies about all the other beings and stuff, and they think it's all fiction. But like, I watch the television, I will watch a show, and I'm seeing the eyes. I'm like, what? And I'll be at the TV with my phone taking a picture of the people's eyes, saying to the people, look. I've seen political figures, their eyes be changing. I've seen black eyes, like totally black. You see, I got a white up in there, okay? I've seen black eyes. I've seen the slit eyes. I saw this young man who showed us, he uses light and he showed us how the eye does the slit thing. He showed us, like, and the eye, like, it's this thing that come from this side and go to this side, and then it be a slit, like from like a snake thing. I've seen it with my eyes, okay? I've seen people in person that don't have eyes that will be what we call human beings' eyes. Okay. I mean, you could look on TV and see it. I was watching this show, Mr. Epstein, and it was this documentary on, what's that, Netflix, I think. And it was this man talking about him and talking about how he kind of suckered him and blah blah blah, and he took his money, whatever, whatever. And the man's teeth was all jacked up. I was like, damn, his teeth were hot ass mess. Looking at his mouth, I was like, that man looked like a monster. Like if I was in a horror movie, he would be the monster, right? And so I went up to the screen. I said, look at his eyes. I took pictures of his eyes. I paused it. I took pictures of his eyes. Mm-hmm. And they were slits. Mm-hmm. Yep. So it's right in our faces, people. But as long as you're programmed in your little sunken place, you're not going to see it. But the minute you become aware, I said it earlier this week, when your mind is expanded beyond its normal grasp, it can never go back. So once you're undone to that programming, then you're going to see that. So now I done walked in the store, man helping me. Now he'd help me throughout the store. Hey, da, 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 da. Then when I get up to the register, he's the manager. And I look at his eyes, and what do I see? I see the slit. And I'm looking like, okay, I'm looking at a slit eye right now. I've seen them in my house. I've been in meetings with them. I remember I lived in Texas, and I was at this meeting with this man, and he was launching a company that was doing video email. And I sat down with them, and then I saw the eye, and I was like, I think I just saw a reptilian being, and I called my friend that was back here. And I said, I think I was just in a meeting with a person that has a slit eye, a reptile eye, a serpent being or something. I don't know what the hell he was, because he was showing up in his human suit. So I don't know, but I know I saw it. And this was like in 2008, maybe. Okay. When I saw that. But I'm gonna tell you, once you have expanded, you can never go back. So once you see it, you're gonna keep seeing it. I'm just being honest. You will keep seeing it. Okay. So I say all that to say, you need to definitely tap into your intuition. You need to ask for clarity, a vision, and purpose. You need to ask, why do I believe everything that they say on the television? Why? Why do I believe everything they say? Why don't I remember that when I was in high school, I learned about propaganda? Why have I forgotten that? Because I did learn that in high school. I learned that propaganda was real. How come I don't know that a bill was passed or a law or something was passed some years ago to undo, like something was passed that said you can't use propaganda against people, and then that was undone. So they can now use propaganda against us. This was done some years ago, maybe 10 years ago or so. I can't remember the year. I don't have that on me. But yeah, propaganda is being used against us, and through the television, through social media, whatever. So anyway, y'all, it's time for us all to wake up, tap into our intuition, and this is going to be the week of digression. But I hope y'all got something out of this. That is what my purpose is right here, is to help you to be the best you could possibly be, and to open your eyes and help you to become aware, help you to heal, okay? Help you to elevate, help you to ascend in a positive direction, I did a reading recently, and we recognized that you could actually be ascending, and it might not be for your highest good, because there are different forces out there. So you could be ascending in the ranks of lower vibrational beings. How about that? How about them apples? I was like, man, like I was like, the stuff that comes to me, I'm confused myself. I'll be like, is that a thing? You know? But anyway, but yeah, it that's why I'm here. So y'all can ask me questions. Feel free to do so. I check everything, so ask me questions in the comment section. Ask me a question. All right. I will answer it. If you're in Roses, Lavender, and Sage, send me a message. Ask me a question. You know what I mean? You could post a question, ask it of everybody that's in the group, but definitely tap into the healing. When we have our healing sessions in the community in Roses, Lavender, and Sage, definitely come and get a healing, because when I have these sessions, when I do the meditations, and it always comes with a healing. I'm gonna tell you, like one of the ones that I did recently, and I did this, it was a private one for somebody, but she was like, dang, I'm glad you said that, because I needed this, that, and the other. And she wasn't even coming for a healing, but I'm telling you, you're going to get a healing. Whenever we do a session, the healing is going to happen. Okay. So anyway, y'all, I hope you enjoyed this. I'm having a good time recording for you guys this week. So I hope you're enjoying this, and I'm gonna end on that note. Ashe, ashe, ashe.